Nasdaq posts worst day since 2022. Dow gains 200 points as investors rotate out of tech. Live updates. S&P 500 and Nasdaq close lower. Dow rises. Discounts lure shoppers online as consumers hunt for value. Short-term risk-to-reward skew is no longer favorable, says BTIG. Airline earnings slumped in the second quarter, dragging down industrial profits. Industrial as well as real estate stocks in the S&P 500 are both estimated to see second quarter profits slide 2.7%, while analysts estimate materials producers' profits will shrink by 9.2%. The only three of the S&P 500's 11 main sectors whose earnings will contract in the quarter just ended. This new equal weight ETF is outperforming larger peers in 2024. Investors should act now to put cash to work, UBS says. Morgan Stanley names Apple top pick, sees record refresh cycle ahead. Fed's beige book sees slowing growth, consumers adjusting for inflation. ASML, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing head for worst sessions since 2020. See the stocks moving midday. Omnicom, shares of the corporate communications company fell 8% despite beating revenue expectations for the second quarter. Leveraged NVIDIA ETF has fallen more than 25% during rotation away from big tech. RT quote, last Nasdaq LS, Vowell from CTA USD. Leverage funds focused on the semiconductor industry more broadly were also under pressure, with the Direction Daily Semiconductor Bull 3X shares ETF SOXL down more than 16% on Wednesday. Nasdaq poised for worst day since late 2022. Financials lead weekly sector gains. Semi ETF heads for worst day since 2022. Potentially elevated Medicaid costs weighs down health insurer stocks. Igor Golovnov, Usopa. Images, Light Rocket, Getty Images. Tech sector headed for worst day since 2022. Small cap ETFs show overbought signals. 5 below heads for worst day since March 2020. Industrial output rose more than expected in June. Fed's Waller sees interest rate cuts getting closer. Stocks open lower. Outsized small gap surge probably isn't over, Datatrick says. Housing starts, building permits top estimates for June. Stocks making the biggest moves pre-market. Gold miners gain this week as metal notches fresh intraday highs. Small caps are set to retreat after epic 5-day run. Small caps took the baton from mega cap technology shares last week to lead the bull market on hopes interest rate cuts will broaden out the economic recovery to their benefit. Novo Nordisk, Eli Lilly slide following encouraging drug data from Roche. Boxes of Ozempic and Wegovy, made by Novo Nordisk, are seen at a pharmacy in London, Britain, March 8, 2024. Semiconductor stocks under pressure. Trump says that if elected, he will allow Fed Chair Jerome Powell to finish his term, Bloomberg reports. Russell 2000 had a history-making performance on Tuesday, Bespoke Investment Group says. No other major U.S. index, Dow since 1900, S&P 500 since 1928, and Nasdaq since 1971, has ever closed at that much of an extreme, the firm said in a post on X. The Russell added 3.5% during Tuesday's trading session, notching its fifth straight day of gains as investors piled into small caps in the hopes that interest rate cuts will improve the borrowing environment for those stocks. Stock futures open little changed.